What are you doing today, guys? We are going to look at some office-friendly folders. That's a fun one. Wow, there's a lot of F's in that. Guys, you know what time it is. Turn on the volume. Here comes a little bit of music. The other day I did a video about knives I would not open in public, and this is kind of the exact opposite. These are knives that would be office friendly. These are knives that should not get you in trouble with HR unless you work in an extremely restrictive place like Apple, which I obviously do know does not allow their employees to carry knives. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I have 6 knives and kind of a special little honorable mention. But so these are all gentlemen's folders. I know I talked about it on a live feed the other day where I said I was going to stop calling them gentlemen folders, but that's a traditional term. They're called gentlemen's folders. But you know, women carry knives these days as well. So I'll still call them, I'll continue to call them gentlemen's folders because that's what they are. But the fact is, these are knives that anyone could carry at the office. A lot of these would be size friendly for female hands. These are all smaller knives, easy to deploy, easy to use, nice, delicate knives that, like I said, you're not going to get a call from HR about these. So not to make this take any longer, because we've got a lot of knives to look at, let's turn this around and take a look at it from above. Guys, so like I said, the knives we're going to look at here are all knives that I think would be perfectly fine to carry in an office setting where you're not going to maybe put somebody on edge. And so the first one we're going to look at is on this list because it is probably one of the most common knives that most people are going to see and know. And it's a Swiss Army knife. And so this would be something that I would have no problem, absolutely zero problem carrying to an office scenario. It does have several options. The nice thing about this, if you're in an office and you have multiple things you might need to do, you've basically got a small multi-tool as well. So these are a little slip joint Swiss Army knife. You got the 2 blades, but these are something that you could use. They're going to work for most of the things you're ever going to do in an office. And they are not something that's going to set off bells and whistles. You're probably not getting in trouble for having it in your pocket. And the fact is, I can't tell you how many times I've been in an office when I worked for the government. After I retired, I'd be in an office. Somebody's like, hey man, you got a knife? And you just pull out a knife, and a lot of people need a knife. And the nice thing about this is, like I said, there's other things you can do with it. You can do all kinds of things with it. They are really, really nice knives to have. I've had several of them. As a matter of fact, I have several of them out. I have a couple smaller ones than this. I have the great big one, the champ here, I mean. And so they come in handy to have around. They're great for opening packages. They're not expensive. And if it gets, it's great for doing a lot of day-to-day tasks. So there's your first one, the Swiss Army knife. Next knife is the CJRB Rhea, and you guys know I love this knife. I've had it for a while. I got it from Russell over at Artisan. It was a item that was sent to me to test their steel ARPM9, but this is a great little gentleman's folder. This would be something, this is a nice little office folder. The nice thing about it, it's very slim. It's really a very versatile blade shape. It's nice and thin. It takes a great screaming edge. So if you're opening packages, cutting tape, things like this thing cuts great. It's really comfortable in hand. And it's something that would fit well in a pair of slacks. It's got a nice pocket clip. Now, this is not the pocket clip that the knife comes with, but you can purchase these for like 10 bucks on Artisan Cutlery. It's an attractive looking knife. Mine is all oily and nasty because it gets carried all the time. It's done in micarta. It is a liner lock. The action on it is great. Really comfortable in hand, and it's something that would not be overly aggressive. It doesn't portray itself as a tactical knife or anything like that. It's just simply what it is. It is a nice little small folder that you could use in a setting, pretty much any setting. The blade shape is great. It's a lot like, it looks like the scalpel blade shape of an X-Acto knife for some of those scalpel blades. It cuts incredibly well, and the steel is really corrosion resistant, really
takes a good, clean, crisp edge and holds it pretty well. Mine gets carried a lot. I'm not sure if I finally got some corrosion on that or if that's just some stuff that's stuck on the blade, but runs on bearings. Action is really nice. And if you were in an office and you pulled this out, I think somebody would be like, that's a nice looking knife. Can I take a look at it? Stuff like that. So there you go. There is number 2, the CJRB Rhea. The next knife we're going to look at is the Ferrum Forge Gent. Now, yes, mine has been customized. Knives that I really love wind up getting customized. This was hydro-dipped and hydrographed by my buddy Nico over at K2 Concepts. But this is a small little knife that is very comfortable in hand, really light, carries well. It is more on the lines because it's a flipper. The next few are going to be flippers, which well, I guess the CJRB Rhea was as well. But this is a very nice little knife that you could carry in an office setting. It's got a good blade profile that's going to be, prone to doing anything you really want. It sits well in pocket. It's really light, so if you happen to be in like dress pants, slacks, things like that, it's not heavy at all. This knife is extremely light. And like I said, it's just a very super functional blade that is comfortable to carry, comfortable to use, and it's gonna be a little bit better at some of the bigger tasks that you may have to do, opening bundles of paper, cutting zip ties, things like that. So this is one that I would recommend. This is the mass drop. Actually, I think it's just drop now, but this is the mass drop version, this is the mass drop Gent. That's where you would find it. So if you're looking for this, you'd have to go to drop.com. So nice little liner lock. Action on it's great. It's super smooth, sharpens up nice. S35VN, it holds an edge pretty well. Their S35VN that they did on this is really, really good. So there you go. There is number 3, the Ferrum Forge Mass Drop or drop.com Gent. This next one is one I really, really like. This is one that if you were, this is one of those suit knives. This is the Civivi Appalachian Drifter 2. And this one's done in 2 types of carbon fiber. You got standard carbon fiber and some, I'm not sure exactly what kind of carbon fiber this is. I'd have to look it up. I haven't looked at specs on this because I just did the first day in pocket the other day. It is a top flipper done in beautiful, beautiful mosaic Damascus. It is, the action on it's great. This is something that is also ultra, ultra light, nice hollow blade profile. This is something that would cut really well. It's super comfortable in hand. And if you were wearing a suit, you'd be able to, carry something really light, but this is also attractive. This is one that if you were around other knife people in the office and you pulled this out, they'd be like, holy crap. But this is a dress knife, which is something that sounds odd to say for some of you that might not be as heavy into the knife hobby as a lot of us, but a lot of us have dress knives. This would be a knife that I would put in my pocket if I was going somewhere where I would have, I would be wearing attire other than my typical day-to-day. If I was going somewhere where I had to dress up nice, this would be the knife I would put in my pocket just to go with that theme. Even if no one else saw it, it would still just kind of go along with the theme of dressing up and dressing nicely. So there you go. The Civivi Appalachian Drifter 2 in carbon fiber and Damascus. So this knife, I only threw it in because it meets in that size criteria, but this is absolutely a heavy duty use knife. This is the Ferrum Forge NTAC. This is one of their in-house builds when they were doing them here, when they were still doing in-house builds, 100% US made. Beautiful knife. And if you do it, if you do it right and you clean it up and you do, you get it anodized, or if you've gotten one that you found that is attractive, it is a very good looking knife. It's a little heavier. I think this is the heaviest one of the ones I have out here. Nice carry on this pocket clip. The action on it's great. It is a heavy duty use knife. You can use it for anything, but it is not a big over the top aggressive looking knife. So in an office setting, this would be something that you would carry. This would be something that if you're like the guy in the office that winds up doing a lot of the heavy duty tasks, I don't think that this would raise any bells and whistles. It's in N690. It takes a screaming edge. It is a little thick. So it's going to be more up to doing some of those harder, heavy-duty tasks. Beautiful action on this, and it's just an attractive overall knife that I think in an office setting would just kind of fit in. It doesn't carry too badly in a pair of dress pants. The pocket clip's really nice and ample so it doesn't walk around on a thin pair of pants like a pair of dress pants. So nice little knife that you could probably carry in an office setting and not have any concern about somebody getting upset that you had it. This is the QSP Penguin. This is another knife that would be at home in an office setting. This one is in D2. They have different versions of it. Mine is in D2 and denim micarta. I did a ceramic coat on the blade. But this is a very good all-around duty use knife that is not overly aggressive. It doesn't look like something that would put somebody ill at ease if you pulled this out. You could pull this out of your pocket and pop a zip tie, or, you know, cut some cardboard or cut out something that you needed to, like a pattern or something. It is a little liner lock with a steel liner, nice deep carry pocket clip, so that, you know, you're not gonna have a bunch of knives sticking out. This is actually a very good pocket clip. I'm typically not a fan of the deep carry pocket clips, but this one is very comfortable. It's not overly large or aggressive. Like, just to put it in perspective, it's about the same size frame as a lot of the other knives we looked at. This is the knife I'm currently carrying. You can see it's significantly smaller. So these are all knives, including this one, that would be great. The edge on this is great. It comes down nice and thin, but it's not too thin. So you can do like day-to-day tasks, like I said, cutting zip ties, things like that. It's not an aggressive blade shape, and it rides and carries really well. And the fact it's got a nice look to it, and people are like, well, what is that? That's denim. It's denim micarta. It does have a reversible pocket clip, a lanyard hole if you want to put a fancy lanyard on it. If you're wearing a suit, it would be kind of cool. And it's one of those ones that you can slow roll open, so it doesn't have near that aggressive, you know, appearance to it because you're flipping it open. You can't flip it, but it is easy just to slow roll this with thumb studs. So there you go, the QSP Penguin in D2 and micarta. This last knife is not here as a joke. A lot of times I will put a knife at the end of these videos that has a tendency to be either a little joke or something like that, like a little bit of humor added. But this is the Spyderco Bug, and it is just a shrunken down little version of the Spyderco Endura, which is a knife I really like. It is a non-locking little slip joint that you can throw in your pocket. And you can see here, it is a well done little knife. It's, you know, it's a stainless steel satin. It is a nice little blade. You can get it, it's comfortable. And honestly, for as small as it is, it's comfortable. And for some small tasks, this would be something that you could slip in the pocket of your pants and no one, absolutely no one would even know it was there. It's got a little ring, you can put it on a keychain, things like that. Some of these little keychain micro knives have been popular. Ferrum Forge did one, a bunch of other people have done these micro knives, and they're popular. This is a very well done little pen knife. I have used this for a lot of stuff. You can use it for a lot of the tasks you would do day to day in an office if you don't feel comfortable carrying one of those other knives. Like I said, this is something that if you had it in your desk drawer, you could leave it there, it wouldn't take up any space. And you could use it for any little task you needed, opening packaging, opening your lunch, you know, letting your cubicle partner, your guy across the cube from you, hey, I got to cut something open. You could pass it around to him and it would not be anything at all. This should not raise any bells and whistles. It looks more like a toy than anything else. So the Spyderco Bug, actually a good little office-friendly carry. So guys, let's turn this around and do some final thoughts. I know it's been a long video because I did more knives than typical, so hope you enjoyed this. Let's turn around and do some final thoughts and say goodbye.
So yeah, guys, this tiny little Spyderco was not in there as a joke. This is an honest to goodness nice little knife. I have carried it in my pocket. I've used it for little things. It is nice to have a very small knife like this for certain things, especially if you're in an area where you might be able to sneak this in an area where you're not supposed to have knives. It does come in handy to have something you can open stuff with, maybe cut something if you needed to. So, guys, that's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as, like I always say, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon, make sure that you've got notifications turned on for all and notifications on your device. A lot of people complain that they're not getting notifications, and when I look in the analytics, most of the people that are subscribed to the channel have hit the bell icon, but do not have notifications active on their device. So other ways you can support the channel are all down in the description tab below. I have a membership that gets you in on a lot of really cool stuff. It's designed by tier. I've built a gilded server for all of the paying members. I do exclusive content for the members. The premium tier guys get a sharpening tutorial series. And you get $5 off for all members on my sharpening service. Other ways you can do it, I have affiliate links down below. Anything you purchase through the affiliate links, I get a portion of it, and it doesn't cost you anything extra at checkout. So I'd appreciate if any shopping you got to do on like Amazon or any of those places, use one of my links down below. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. I've set up a coupon code that works anywhere on Ember Shirt Co. It is CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, all one word. It saves you 10% at checkout. And if you send me pictures of you wearing my merchandise, I will put them in a video. Guys, I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comments section. It makes it so much easier to moderate the channel. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.